On this video page is a link where you can download the Mindset Reset Program packet, which contains the worksheets that we'll be filling out during this video. And you can click directly on this video to pause it while you download and print out those worksheets. Let's take a look at the Capturing Your Thoughts worksheet. This is the main worksheet of the Mindset Reset program. I'm going to walk you through filling out the worksheet step by step, and then when you get the hang of it, I want you to fill out 3 of them on 3 different subjects and bring all 3 to our first live group coaching session. Let me assure you that you will not be forced to share anything that you write on these worksheets with me or with any other member of your group. Your worksheets will remain confidential unless you choose to share any part of them. And if you do choose to share, you are welcome to omit any of the details, and you can change the name of the person you're writing about or use an initial. I say that because I want you to be completely honest and candid when you fill out the worksheets, because the more honest you are, the more the worksheets and the tools will help you. So don't censor or filter your descriptions. And don't worry about your answers. There are no wrong answers. If you sit and connect with the subject matter, your answers will bubble up from inside you. And we really want these to be your answers, not answers that were taught to you by someone else, or answers that you think I want to hear, or answers that you think a good person would write. Just answer the questions. Got it? The only way to really stop the flow of your thoughts is to capture them on paper. Because once they're on paper, you can actually examine them. And that's why journaling is so often recommended as a therapeutic tool, because you can examine your thoughts. Before you fill out the Capturing Your Thoughts worksheet, let me walk through it once with you. The first thing you'll need to do is choose a single experience to use for the worksheet. To do that, I would like you to close your eyes. Don't worry, we're not going to meditate. The whole closing the eyes part is necessary because we're going to visualize a scene, and that is much easier to do with your eyes closed. So, with your eyes closed, I want you to think of an argument or a disagreement or a situation that you had with another person that is still upsetting you. Something that when you think about it even today, you get all riled up. This could be something that happened when you were 5 or 5 years ago or 5 minutes ago, but it has really stuck with you. Visualize and see the person that you're having this altercation with. Maybe it's a heated exchange. Maybe you're just speaking with them, or maybe they are doing something that stresses you out, but you are keeping all of the words that you would like to say to them inside your head. Notice where you are. At home, at work. Notice what time of day it is. Is it morning? Is it afternoon or evening? Now, I invite you to drop emotionally into the moment of that exchange between you and that person. What are you feeling? Are you angry or hurt or sad or disappointed? Really find and get in touch with the emotions that you were experiencing back then. Because after the fact, we often clean up or intellectualize our response, but you really want to get back in touch with your in-the-moment thoughts and emotions. Identify as clearly as you can why you are angry or resentful or embarrassed or annoyed in that moment. And open your eyes. That is the person and circumstances that I want you to use when you fill out your first Capturing Your Thoughts worksheet with me right now. To provide you with an example as we walk through the worksheet, I'm going to use the scenario of an employee who's really upset with his boss because she is not acknowledging all the long hours and hard work and extra work that he is putting forth. You'll see that my example answers using that scenario are indicated by the yellow highlights on the worksheet. The worksheet contains 5 questions. Question number 1 is, who is the person from your chosen incident? How are they making you feel, and why? So my sample answer is, I'm pissed off with my boss because she doesn't acknowledge the extra work that I do for her. Question 2 is, when you think about the statement in question number 1 above, what other emotions does it make you feel? My sample answer is, I feel unappreciated, worried about getting a raise, frustrated, unsupported, apathetic, drained, resentful. You see, it's just a list of adjectives. Just go, 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 go with whatever comes up. Question number 3 is, how exactly do you want that person to change? If you could wave a magic wand, what would you want them to do or say or think or feel? My sample answer is, I want my boss to say thank you when I go above and beyond. I want my boss to stop living in her own world. I want my boss to be a better leader to her team. I want my boss to think I'm awesome and fight for me to get a raise. Question number 4 is, how is this person or incident disrupting your life, causing you stress, and or holding you back? My sample answer is, I can't get a promotion without my boss's recommendation. I'm forced to work during my weekends and evenings. I spend my commute thinking angry thoughts about my situation. I have to keep proving myself to her. Question 5 is, when you reread your answer to question number 1, can you identify any fears behind your feelings? My sample answer is, I'm afraid that my boss is ruining my career and that if she doesn't change, I will have to find another job. Now, take a moment and close your eyes and drop back down into the emotions of the argument or the incident that you chose earlier. Feel the feelings and really see the person and the situation that you chose. And once you can see and feel it, you can open your eyes and fill out all 5 questions on the worksheet. Remember, you won't be forced to share your answers with anyone, including me. So give yourself the room to be really honest and really candid when you fill out the worksheets, because the more truthful you are, the more helpful the worksheets and the tools will be for you. And don't worry about not knowing the right way to fill out the worksheet. There really isn't a wrong way. If you just sit quietly and get back in touch with the emotions of that incident that's still troubling you, your answers will bubble up. They will, trust me. Some folks hold themselves back when they're filling out these worksheets because they're really concerned about judging the person that they're writing about in these worksheets. And I understand that feeling, especially if you've been raised not to judge people. Women are very often raised with that notion. So in case you're feeling that way, I want to make an important distinction between judging someone and making a judgment about someone. Judging someone is usually done rashly and without much information, or with the intent to emotionally wound someone. And when you are being judgmental, it's usually an expression of your own preconceived biases. The act of judging is very different than the act of making a judgment. Making a judgment is usually done more thoughtfully and usually done with a careful consideration of the circumstances. And it usually can be communicated to the other person in a calm, matter-of-fact manner. For example, let's say you've hired an assistant. He works for a while, but then the red flags start appearing for some reason. He starts to run late. He's not meeting his deadlines. He keeps forgetting important tasks. So basically, he's not doing the one thing an assistant should do for you, which is make your life easier. You like him, but you don't like the way he's working. Yet you're hesitant to address these matters because you don't want to seem judgy. After all, you don't know if something crazy is going on in his personal life or whatever. Addressing his work performance and even firing him is not judging him. Judging him would be deciding that he, as a person, is just a lazy flake. Judging him would be complaining about him to all your friends. Judging him would be treating him with disrespect. But you can definitely consider the circumstances and consider his behavior and make the judgment that you don't want to be paying someone who can't support you in the way you need to be supported. You can make the judgment that at this moment in time, with whatever's going on in his personal life, you two are just not a good match. You can still conserve your energy and still treat him respectfully while making the judgment that you no longer want to do business with him. Making judgments is a part of life and certainly a part of doing business. Judging people rashly, harshly, hurtfully, that's just a huge energy leak. As I said earlier, I'd like you to bring 3 of the completed Capturing Your Thoughts worksheets to our first live session. You will need to pick, in addition to the one we did today, 2 more stressful incidents or arguments that are still troubling you. And you'll need to visualize them and drop back into the emotions of them and fill out a worksheet on each of them. Also, in your Mindset Reset program packet, you will find the Mental Flexibility Worksheet. That worksheet describes the 4 main Mindset Reset tools that we will be working with throughout our live coaching sessions. You are welcome to have a look at this worksheet. Some of the tools are self-explanatory and you'll understand how to apply them right away. For some of the tools, it will be easier for you to understand them once you see them put into action during our coaching sessions. So rather than take time in this video series to explain them to you, I'm going to teach them to you via live examples during our coaching sessions. And that is going to be easier and more fun and quicker for us all. Once you see the Capturing Your Thoughts worksheet and the Mental Flexibility worksheet in action, you'll gain any remaining clarity that you need. I'm really looking forward to working with you and applying the concepts that you've learned in these videos to create deep and lasting transformation. And I know that if you bring an open mind and an open heart to each of our coaching sessions, this will be a fun, positive, transformative experience for you. So I'll see you soon.